we will do a little recap regarding the acid base preparation. Okay, we have already seen first method, how to produce hydrochloric acid. What we will do, we will see where from we will get and where from we can get the hydrogen. Hydrogen we can get it from H2, and chlorine we can get it from Cl2. Directly they will combine and they will give us 2HCl. So this was your direct method. Now direct method is also applicable for the preparation of hydrogen iodide. Okay, that is from hydrogen and iodine. Next is your from the acidic oxides. This also we have done that for H2CO3 carbonic acid, we will need hydrogen. What is the source of hydrogen here? We can take it as water. And what is the source of carbonic acid? That is carbonate ion. We can take it as carbon dioxide, which happens in the atmosphere. That is, we can take it as H2O plus CO2, giving you carbonic acid. Similarly, H2SO4. From acidic oxides, we have told that means obviously carbon dioxide, here it will be sulfur dioxide. This is H2SO4, so it will be sulfur trioxide plus water. Okay. Next is for H2SO3, we will get it from sulfur dioxide and water. So these are all form your acidic oxide. Okay, that is non-metallic oxide. Got it? This is non-metallic oxide. Acidic oxide means. Another one is your phosphoric acid. So you can get it from P2O5 pentoxide and water. Okay. Next is the preparation of acids from the salts, from its salts. So suppose we want to prepare nitric acid. So nitric acid, how will you prepare? From its salt means we can get its salt by removing this H with a metal. So it could be your KNO3, its salt could be your KNO3. Okay. Plus you need a source of hydrogen, so that could be uh, sulfuric acid, and we are getting, so this is getting displaced, this nitric acid, hydrogen is displacing the potassium, and we are getting this nitric acid and salt of potash. Okay. From salts, suppose we want to prepare, I'm doing it again because my ink was not there in the pen. Suppose we want to prepare nitric acid, right? So here we need the salt of nitric acid, that is it could be your KNO3, and the source of H. So we have taken a source of H as another acid which is less volatile than nitric acid. So now what will happen? These nitric acid, nitrate and this hydrogen will combine and give you nitric acid, and this potassium and sulfate will combine to give you K2SO4. Okay. So now why this reaction will take place? The reason is that this one is more volatile. See how the ionic reactions takes place. Actually, this is potassium ion in the solution. They all are in the ionic form. So potassium will combine with hydrogen. No, sorry, potassium will not combine with hydrogen. Potassium will combine with sulfate. Similarly, hydrogen, this one will combine with nitrogen. They are all in the solution. They are all in like this. They are like this. They are moving in the solution. Okay. So now this has combined with this. This has combined with this. Now as because this one is highly volatile, it will escape the solution, it will escape. So this will escape as nitric acid. So these two will be left and this reaction will actually take place. So we are using sulfuric acid as because it is less volatile than nitric acid, and this reaction will proceed as nitric acid is more volatile than sulfuric acid. But we have to keep in mind कि हमें नाइट्रेट के लिए इसकी सॉल्ट लेनी, दैट इज वी हैव टेकन अ potassium salt of nitrate, and we know all the nitrate salt are soluble, all potassium salts are soluble, so we have taken potassium nitrate and sulfuric acid. Similarly, one more reaction is your preparation of hydrogen chloride, HCl. Now how we will prepare HCl? For chlorine, we will need a salt of chloride, that is we can take here very commonly very common salt of chloride is here sodium chloride, and again we will take the source of hydrogen as sulfuric acid, as because here also hydrochloric acid is more volatile than sulfuric acid. So what you will get, these chloride and hydrogen will combine to give you HCl, and this positive part, that is sodium, will combine. So these two will be left, sodium and sulfate in the salt, to give you NaHSO4. So okay, so this is which salt you are getting? This is your actually acidic salt. This is the first step of the reaction. It might again keep on going, another NaCl plus NaHSO4 will give you HCl plus Na2SO4, but in book it has shown till now. Okay, so this is how these reactions are taking place. Next, now how we will you prepare sulfuric acid? So for that we have got a different reaction where acids oxidizes the non-metal sulfur. Sulfur is oxidized by nitric acid to give you H2SO4 plus 2H2O plus 6NO2. So this is the reaction for the preparation of sulfuric acid. Now these two reactions we have seen for the preparation of hydrogen chloride and nitric acid. We have used sulfuric acid, which is less volatile, and the corresponding salt of the acid. Okay, now here in these we will see that how we will produce sulfuric acid. We will produce sulfuric acid by oxidation of sulfur by nitric acid. So these are the different methods of preparation of acids. Next we will do the preparation of different bases. Okay, again direct method, it could be, first is your direct method. Direct method, suppose you want to prepare sodium oxide. So direct method means sodium, from where you will get? You will get it from sodium metal, and oxygen we will get it from oxygen, oxide we will get it from oxygen. So these two will combine and will give you Na2O. Okay, just balance it. So this is how we already know metal oxides are also bases. So by direct combination we can make the metal oxides. Not all metal oxides, those which can directly react with oxygen can be formed this way. Next is from their basic oxides. Basic oxides mean metallic oxides. Okay, so here we have Ka potassium oxide plus water. These are the reactions we have done it before. It gives you potassium hydroxide. Again, so active metals also react with water directly to give the active metal, means potassium, sodium and your calcium. Okay, so 2K plus H2O will give you 2KOH plus, it liberates hydrogen. Next is the bases from the salt. Let us take from salt. Let's take the example of uh, aluminium hydroxide. It is what, soluble or insoluble? This is insoluble. Okay, we have already told that potassium, sodium, calcium, and mm, these are soluble. Potassium, calcium, sodium, ammonium hydroxide, these are all soluble bases, and aluminium, copper, lead, iron hydroxide, their oxides are insoluble. Okay, so we are preparing an insoluble alkali. So this we can start from a soluble one. Okay, so what we will do, aluminum we can get it from soluble aluminum salt, that is AlCl3. With this hydroxide we can take a soluble hydroxide, that is NaOH. Now again I have told that how the reaction goes on. They are all in the form of ions, that is here it is Al plus 3, it is Cl minus, it is Na plus, and this is OH minus. Now what will happen? They will combine with each other. Okay, they will combine. Aluminum will combine with these will combine with these. Okay, this sodium. Okay, now as because this is insoluble, the reaction, what will happen? It will react and it will settle down in the solution. So in the solution what will be left? Sodium and chloride. So what is left? This reaction will proceed this way only. कुछ भी मिला के हम लोग रिएक्शन नहीं कर सकते. There should be logic behind it. Now this is your double decomposition reaction. Now why this reaction is taking place? Because यहाँ पे ये reaction तभी हो पाता है when one of them is either volatile, one of them is gas, one of the product is gas, or one of them is insoluble. Then only these reactions takes place. So here we can see aluminum hydroxide is insoluble and these two are soluble. So this reaction will proceed towards this way. So this will precipitate down and NaCl will remain in the solution. Next is your bases by decomposition of their salts. This we will do. One more example of this one, that is where we get insoluble hydroxide via bases, is your iron hydroxide, ferric or ferrous hydroxide as are also we getting by this method only, where we can use FeSO4 soluble salt of iron plus NaOH and giving you FeOH2 plus Na2SO4. Okay, next comes the bases formed by the decomposition of the salts. We already know lead nitrate, that is nitrates of active metals like potassium and sodium. Their nitrates are not decomposable, but for the other metals in the activity series, we have seen that the metals after them in the series can be, their nitrates and carbonates can be decomposed by heat, and when they are decomposed we get metal oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. So here you are getting the metal oxide which is basic in nature. So this way also the bases are being prepared. Is your properties of acid and bases. First is their neutralization reaction. Okay, neutralization means one acid and base will combine and they will give you the corresponding salt and water. So let's take an example, copper oxide and sulfuric acid. What they will give? Now again they are all in their ionic form in the solution. So this is positive, this will combine with this, and this hydrogen will combine with the oxide. So what we will get? We will get CuSO4 plus H2O. Okay, so this way it is a step, this way the reaction will take place in neutralization. Next comes your reaction of active metals and the acids. We know what happens when the active metal it combines with acid, it liberates hydrogen and the corresponding salt is formed. So zinc will combine with chlorine, ZnCl2 plus hydrogen gas will be escaped. So this type of displacement reaction takes place when one of the product is either gaseous in nature or insoluble, that is it precipitates down. Okay, next is your, this is your active metal with the acid. Next, another reaction could be your reaction of chlorides, nitrates, bicarbonates and carbonates with acids. For example, let us take an example of NaNO3 with H2SO4. We have already seen this during the preparation of more volatile acid. So if H combines with nitrate, it forms nitric acid and it is more volatile than sulfuric acid. So obviously the reaction will go in this way and we will get NaHSO4 plus HNO3, that this is more volatile, so this will go this way. The reaction will be proceeded towards the right hand side. Next is your chemical properties of the bases. Chemical properties of the bases is one is that less volatile base, one is the alkali react with ammonium salt on heating to liberate ammonia, like ammonia chloride with acid with alkali. What it will give? It will give you ammonium hydroxide and sodium chloride. Now sodium chloride, that is a salt, plus ammonium hydroxide. Now ammonium hydroxide is what it will do? It will liberate ammonia and water will be left, ammonia will be released out. Okay, next is your alkalis with certain metallic salt solution precipitate down. So the reaction will go that way. So suppose we have got a salt and we have taken a soluble base. Now what will happen? Sodium chloride and here copper hydroxide. Now, copper hydroxide is insoluble. So obviously this decomposition reaction will be taking place because these two are in the solution. एंड द रिएक्शन ये इस तरफ क्यों प्रोसीड होगा? क्योंकि यहाँ से मुझे क्या मिल रहा है? यहाँ से मुझे मिल रहा है कॉपर हाइड्रोक्साइड विच इज इनसॉल्युबल. Already we have seen it at the beginning of the chapter, the insoluble bases. So as because it is insoluble, the reaction will proceed this way. So copper hydroxide preparation, iron hydroxide preparation, iron not, it will be your ferric hydroxide preparation, zinc hydroxide preparation. Here what they will, it will start with a soluble salt of copper, iron or lead, and it will combine with a soluble base to give you an insoluble base and the soluble salt. So these were the reactions actually proceed. We have to keep in mind that what type of base or what type of salt you are preparing or what type of acid actually you are preparing. Next is your, let us take the methods of preparation of salts. So here also they have given direct combination, preparation of salts. So what is the method we have done for the bases and acids? Again those repetition only. Direct. So suppose you want to prepare ferric chloride, so you have to get iron and chlorine. You just have to balance it and your FeCl3 ferric chloride is done. Similarly we can prepare aluminium chloride, then your iron sulfide, zinc sulfide and your lead sulfide by the preparation direct combination of the metal and the non-metal. But all the salts cannot be prepared by direct method. You have to remember these are the salts which can be prepared by direct. Next comes displacement. Obviously displacement reactions will take place where I said that one of the product is either solid, gaseous state, or it forms PPT. Suppose we want to prepare iron sulfate. So we want to prepare iron sulfate. So sulfate can come from H2SO4, and with that we can take this active metal iron. What it will do, it will liberate hydrogen from it, and it form the ferrous sulfate salt. So hydrogen will be liberated, and ferrous sulfate salt is formed. So this is how we can see some more reactions, like iron plus HCl will give you FeCl2 plus hydrogen. So in Dayette's method we have learned the preparation of ferric chloride, and ferrous chloride is prepared by displacement reaction. Next is zinc sulfate, Zn plus H2SO4 will give you ZnSO4 plus H2. All these, one of the product is your gaseous state. So this displacement reaction will take place. Next is your some of the bases are insoluble, that is some of the salts are insoluble. So for them we will go through again by double decomposition process. Let's take one example of lead chloride. So first we will start with, it is your double decomposition reaction. Okay, so for that what we will do, we will start with lead. We are preparing PbCl2, which is your insoluble. So lead oxide is first converted to its nitrate salt with the help of nitric acid. So it will give you PbNO3. What we will get? We will get lead nitrate and hydrochloric acid. So this reaction will proceed, as because hydrochloric is volatile, it will escape out from the solution, and we will collect it with the help of the condenser. Now this lead nitrate, now we ultimately we need PbCl2. So lead nitrate will combine with another chloride